So welcome back to the master Python video, and we will be covering the for loop with data structure here. And this is a 28th video, and in this video we will try to use for loop without the range function. I've already covered the range function and how the range function really works before this video, so make sure you're clear with those two videos before watching this video. Let us start with the video. So in this video, we will be covering how to use the for loop for data structure. Basically, list, tuples, set, dictionary, in all those containers, we can use for loop very efficiently. For loop actually allow us to take element by element, and we can do any kind of you can use any kind of methodology on this. Say you want to make a small character to a capital character, so you can take element wise element in a list and make it a capital by using uppercase or lowercase. So I will do that kind of function in this video. Let us start with the video and let us start with the functions. So all you need to do for loop, say for L only in, and I'm taking a list. So say I'm taking this list, say 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is my list. I will name this list as say ls. So ls will be this. And I'm printing say L every single time. Just going to print an element for now, and this is the output I will be getting. So I can directly take a list, a container, and run our for loop. Okay. Suppose I want to do some operation on each and every element. Okay. And now I want to find out power of 2 of each element. So I can do this, and this is the output. As you can see, I'm taking each and every element in the every single loop. I'm getting this output. So every time, what is really happening here? Let me take the annotation. So what is really happening here? Each time it picks one element. So it picks 3 and put it in the L. Put this value in the L. Okay, and this L will get inside this, and it will simply find the value of L power by 2 and give us the output like this. Okay, in each loop it will print a value. So that's how for loop really works, and that is how it is getting us the output. So this is how you use the for loop for each container. Now there are some other methods too. Let me cover that. So suppose you have a list, say characters, CAR, and here we will simply put a list of ABCD. So A, comma B and C. What we will do, we will write a for loop for this. So we write a for loop for I in, say we want to pick the element. If we want to pick the element, we simply write HAR and print the value. Okay. In this case, it will get us the character only. Now, if we want to do something else, say we just want to take the index or number, what we can do, we can also use length of HR, length here, and put all of this inside range. Okay, when you run this, you get something like this. As you already know, if you use this, let me show you what is the output of this too. So if you use this is almost equal to the element. Let me show you what is length of HR. So what will happen? This 3 will be replaced by this particular value, and then the range will be having output as 3, and it will start from 0 to 2. That is n minus 1. That is how range will work with length function, and that is how you work with this. Okay, so you simply use length function, and you put this value inside the range, and you can simply loop it, iterate it again and again as per the length input. So length will be your numerical input, same as range, same you are doing it with the range function. So this is how you use the length function, range function, and a container together in a for loop. So this is all for this video. See you in the next video, guys.